What is up? All right, a little update. So last time I made a video, it was basically me getting the car, kind of bringing it back to life, making it look good for the time being. Eventually, I still probably will paint it, but I did find out that painting a car is extremely expensive. So anyways, I got some wheels on it. I put those on about a month and a half ago. They are the Whistler SK11s. They're 18s, and they're 10.5 in the rear, 9.5 in the front. They look really good. I'll show you a little process, just kind of some short clips here of putting those on. And then today I ordered power stop brakes. I'm gonna do brakes. I also ordered a new neck for the filler neck for the fuel tank because that was sawed in half by somebody for some reason. And so it leaks every time I put it in because they just put hose clamps and like a garden hose around where it needed to be. And then also I think the rubber little grommet that goes into the tank fell into the tank or fell out or rotted, whatever. So I got one of those. I ordered a tuner. I ordered a JLT intake. I ordered a new throttle body. Those are still coming. Well, I got the intake here, but I'm gonna wait to put that in until the throttle body's done. So yeah, I got those things. I feel like there's something else, but yeah, so just let's take a quick look at what the car looks like now. So I did some touch-up paint, which down inside here was kind of all messed up. So I did some touch-up paint. You know, it ain't perfect, but from back here, everything looks great. Here's the wheels on the car. So they're looking good, but the car's looking good. It's not fully clean, so don't judge me, but we're gonna knock out some of this stuff today. I ended up going with the drilled and slotted rotors. These are the rears. I got getting ready to pull the fronts out. That's that little filler neck there, and then I've got the JLT Performance intake. So let's get to work. Oh, by the way, these brakes are heavy. Golly. What's nice about the Cobras is that it came with 13-inch rotors already. So to me, oh, that's a great size. That's what they look like there. I don't remember what they were. I think it was $400 for the brakes and for the rotors and the pads. All right. Alright, so the rotor's in. Everything looks pretty good. Definitely a big improvement over what was there. I replaced the hubs also. So I've done a few extra little things here and there, but the hubs and bearings have been replaced, and then now we got the rotors, and we're doing the pads. I might eventually do the calipers, but I'm not too sure yet. Alright, so I got this side on. It looks fantastic. It's jacked up right now, so it's not sitting low, but looks good. Right now I'm working on putting on the new pads. So far the first side was a pain in the butt, so if you're ever doing this, I suggest to put the rear pad on first and then put the front side of the pad on, because I had a heck of a time trying to line that thing up after the first one. So I did not realize that these were ceramic pads when I bought them. I've heard good and I've heard bad about it. So hopefully my experience is good. If not, pads are pretty easy to swap out. So definitely busted a couple knuckles today, that's for sure. I just got these. I've never had the ratcheting style, and it makes a world of difference.
Hey, bud.
What's going on?
That thing all motor?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Nothing. I was gonna blow it, but
What year is it? 01?
98.
98?
Yeah.
Don't make them like that anymore, man.
It's a fun car. I just got it.
I had to stop it. Beautiful car, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting there. It did not look like this like 3 months ago. Yeah, it was horrible.
Daniel?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Beautiful, man. Love to hear about it. Well, enjoy, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yep.
So I made a little boo-boo on the install. I got it all fixed now, but I put that rotor on the passenger side, and I was about to install the passenger side rotor over here when I read the little note on it, which I read it earlier, but I just worked a 48-hour shift. We were up most of the night last night, so my brain's shot. So I had to take the rotor off the other side, bring it over here, put it the right direction. So now we're set, but it looks great. So gonna lower it back down and gonna start working on the back. All right, so we're to the rear, the fronts are done. I had to do a couple of things differently than what I've seen on some videos, so I ended up detaching the brake line and the e-brake so that I could drop the caliper. And they were saying you can get the caliper off, but I don't know, maybe somebody messed with my e-brake or something and shortened it. I could not get the caliper off without dropping that, so but we got that off, and then I had to take the bracket fully off, even though there's videos saying that you can get it off without taking the bracket off. But anyways, moving forward. So my neighbor, thank God, had one of these caliper, there's a name for it, I can't think of it, but I was trying to figure out how I was going to get this caliper back on because it doesn't fit. But you need this special tool right here, and then whatever size you need for it. But you know, like I said, I've said in the past, I'm not a mechanic. I'm learning all this stuff. So another thing learned today. Looks so much better. I know those look like crap, but I'll get to those eventually. Let's get a little side shot. I think it looks pretty sick. So I definitely still need to lower it, but it looks good right now. All right, time to work on we're gonna do the throttle body today and the intake, and if I get to the fuel neck, we'll do that too. So here's what we got. We ended up with a JLT intake. It's, I don't know, whatever that is. So that should be pretty easy to put together. I watched a few videos, it seemed pretty simple. The throttle body seemed pretty simple. And then I got the fuel neck. That seems like more involved. I got to drop the tank, but we'll get to that point possibly. And then I got the tuner in there too. So I'm hoping we'll get the tune on it in the next couple days. Sensors off. Both of those sensors are off. Should just be able to loosen this up. And then I don't know what that's connected to. What's that connected to? I'm gonna pull that off. Yeah, it's funny. They didn't say anything about pulling any of the rest of this stuff off, but you definitely have to. That's off. Filter doesn't look too bad. Throttle body actually doesn't look too bad, in my unexpert opinion, so that's good. So I've got both throttle bodies off. So this is the old, you can see the back side of it, bad buildup. New throttle body, which is this is the 65 twin. Got the old TPS sensor off the old one, which took a little finagling, but I got the screws, or the bolts loose. But yeah, so we're moving on. All right, so I was kind of frustrated. I thought I got a bad BBK throttle body, but you see this is like offset now, it's pointed up. With the old one it doesn't, but apparently that's a design. I was about to send it back. I was frustrated, and I did some research, and it's supposed to be a Raxiom. So one of the tips that I found online was to make sure that the top's lined up, and then the throttle body should line up perfectly. I'm hoping that's the case, so we're gonna try that. It's funny, you know, you ask questions on the internet, no matter what, you're gonna get a freaking turd who's like, oh, this is trash, blah 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 blah, I only buy this stuff. Well, I'm sure, you know, everything's trash, but you know, maybe BBK is, I don't know that much about cars, but I just hate the internet and I hate people and how they act. You know, just be like, hey, I'll just recommend that AccuFab is better than BBK because of this, or, you know, a lot of people will just throw their stupid preferences out there, and that's fine, but you at least have a reason, right? Alright, throttle body's on, everything's connected. The only thing I'm wondering about is I feel like the throttle cable is not super tight. I'm a little worried about that, but we're gonna see. It tells you to make some space between the linkage and this screw here, so I did that. So we're gonna see. Alright, so everything's on. I got the intake on. I forgot to record some of it. My neighbor came over and we got to talking. So intake's on, I got the breather back on, all the plumbing's done. I think we're good to go, so let's give it a little start. Been running. Even the idle sounds right. So just sound wise, I don't know if you can hear out here. I mean, you're not going to hear a difference, but I hear a difference in just like, it sounds a little throatier in the exhaust. It's got a little bit more of a good sound to it, so hopefully it's a little quicker. And then we got the, what you call it, the tune coming. Hopefully it's today, maybe tomorrow, whatever. But I'll put the tune on it and that should really make a difference. Alright, give it a little gas out here outside the neighborhood. I don't want to go too crazy. Kind of residential-ish. It for sure. That for sure pulled better. Hey, I'm actually really impressed. I know it's a minor upgrade, but that definitely, that throttle reaction's way better. Just got a little bit of fuel. Go run it real quick. Hopefully there's no cops so I can get on it. Doesn't seem like it. Alright. Alright, so the tune came in. They emailed me, told me it was ready, and then I looked it online to try to figure out how to do it, but I guess if you just hook it up to Wi-Fi, then you can just download it. So we're gonna see if that's actually true and if that works. I'm hoping it does. Alright, so I'm a little frustrated. My own fault though. You have to have a Windows computer in order to upload the tunes. Well, I have all Apple, so should have read that, should have checked it before I did it. But I did upload the stock Cobra tune, so I'm gonna go running around, see if it feels any different. Supposedly you get a pretty good amount of horsepower out of just the stock tune, so, or not stock tune, but out of the just generic Cobra tune. So we'll go see how it feels, and then I think on Friday my neighbor has a computer that I can use, so we'll finish uploading then. Alright, so I got the tune. I had to go and download it on a Windows computer, but I loaded the tune on, I hope. It seems like it was loaded, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, moment of truth here. Program vehicle. We're going to hit continue. Gotta turn the key on. I gotta set this up better. Alright, so turn the key on. We hit continue. Alright, so down at the bottom here, this is what I did not have before. So I'm going to select the 93 race. And then you just follow the instructions apparently. Yep, sounds good. We're going to approve it. Disable preload. Sure, confirm. Turn key off. Turn key on. When you do this, your fan turns on. So I guess that's the way you know it's working. I'll let that load and we'll come back. 97, 98, 99. Download complete to turn key off. Alright, we did that. So we should be upgraded to the 93 race tune. Alright, well, I took the car out for about 50 miles and it's got this weird, like a metallic rattle now around 3,000 RPM. So I just emailed Bama Tuning, or I guess it would be American Muscle Tuning or whatever it is, to see if this is like a known issue or something, or because if not, I'm gonna go back to the generic Cobra tune because it did not have that noise before. I did look up online. I saw a few people said that they had in this issue, but it ended up being their transmission cover. So I'm gonna look under there real quick and see if maybe that got loose. But I'm a little nervous. It runs good. It seems to run strong, but now like every like bump and shake and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, did I mess up my car? Is it gonna blow up? So hopefully not. Okay, so I ran that custom tune. Whatever it did, it made some crazy noise. I don't know if it's like valve noise or what, but it didn't sound good. It ran good, it ran strong, but it just didn't sound right. So after some figuring out, I realized how you return it to stock. Very simple if you know what button to click, but there's two options. So if you ever buy one of these, if you program the vehicle, there's a take it back to stock option. Didn't realize that. But if you go to settings, there's also like take it back to stock option, but that has a thing where it says like needs to be unmarried. So I was confused on that whole thing. Anyways, found it, figured it out, took it back to stock, took it out for a drive again. Drives fine, don't hear any noise at all. So I put the preset Cobra tune on there, which I felt like that was pretty much the exact same as the custom tune. I didn't notice any power difference, so we're back with that tune. All right, so we got the preloaded tune back on the car. My daughter helped me do it last night, so she's the real expert. I asked her if she wanted to help Daddy fix his car, and she said yes. So she helped me put the tune in. Let's do a little cold start this morning, see what it sounds like. Today I'm gonna work on at least putting the oh, where's it at? This little gasket in the fuel tank, because I got fuel spilling out. The gasket's completely gone. It got eaten away. It might even be in the tank, who knows. But then I also got a fuel neck too here, so I'm gonna maybe start on this too. There's no car shows this weekend, so I think it's a good weekend to work on it. But let me show you what the previous owner had done to this and why I have a fuel leak. That's not supposed to look like that at all. So it looks like my gasket's actually good. For some reason I thought it was bad and eaten away, but it seems like it's okay. So I'm guessing my major fuel leak is this little deal here. So let's get that thing replaced today. It is nasty up under there. Dang, those are longer than you would think. But now I need to order new screws. So when I watched the video online, it showed that this was the 20 amp that ran your fuel pump, but it's not. It was actually the larger 20 amp that runs right in front of that 30 right there. So that's what shuts your fuel pump off on at least this 98 Cobra. And then I ran the car for a second, or tried to start it. That way we got rid of the fuel pressure. So now it is time to start taking stuff apart. One, two. So that's what we're dealing with. I don't know if somebody cut this to siphon it or what. I'm super nervous about dropping this in here. All right. That's not supposed to be like that. Oh, let's replace this thing. That's nasty. This thing is in there, man. I don't know if I should have removed the grommet first. I've been working like 10 minutes trying to get this thing out. I just fought for like 20 minutes getting this out. Not easy. God dang. This has been very difficult. So you can't get this angled in properly, so you do have to drop the tank, and that's where I'm at right now. Forgot to record it as normal. So we're almost there. Really just need that to go into there. I'm so stupid sometimes. So this little piece got to go back on there too, and you know, of course I put everything back together, and then I realized I didn't put this on, so I had to take it all apart again. But I got the tank back up. Well, I'm in the process of getting that back up, which is only 3 bolts, and then there's a hanger pin, but we're getting there. I decided to not use the impact guns. I destroyed that other bolt. Luckily I got it to seat, but alright, so I got everything put back together. I am really hoping that the car starts up. Fingers crossed. Scared me. I mean, I knew it would. I didn't do too much to it other than pull the fuse in the battery, but you never know. Alright, so everything runs, everything's buttoned up, everything looks good. I'm gonna go take it out for a little ride and see how it does. So pretty excited about everything kind of being fixed and it being a little bit faster than it was. If you happen to stumble across this video, I am not a YouTuber. I just do it for fun, and this time I'm just documenting the car. Usually I document me and my kids' trips and like mountain biking and stuff like that. So this is my first time doing any car stuff. So it seems like people like it though, because I had a lot of views. Well, a lot of views for me on the last video. So, well, I was gonna end my video, but then I decided to buy some paint because I'm tired of staring at this thing. It's just chipping paint right there. So I am gonna work on sanding that down and painting it. So to get it off, I guess there's not a lot of info on it, but you got to take the lights out. You got to obviously take the plate off, and then there is 4 I believe bolts that are down here, and then apparently there's 2 up under here as well, which should be somewhere in here. So I'm hoping those are there, because otherwise I've heard people having a lot of issues getting these off. So let's see. so there was not 2 bolts up underneath. It was just the 4 bolts here, and then I had to use I got some trim stuff, trim tools, and I just pried it up. It just had like a little bit of, I don't know, like a silicone, well, it's not really silicone. I guess whatever this is, like a foam, probably to keep it from rattling. But anyways, it's off. So we're gonna start working on chipping away the paint, and then I'm gonna sand it, and then I'm gonna paint it. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a hoodie and I'm sitting in the garage, it's nasty. Y'all send us cold weather from the north. It's wet. It feels like I'm in Virginia, and I don't like it. So I'm sitting in the garage staying warm and prepping this thing. So take your weather back. So I was thinking about it more. I'm worried that if I try to like blend this or tape this, it's just gonna have a line. So what I'm gonna do, I think I'm just gonna paint the whole thing. I got a little damage here anyways, so I think I might as well just try to do the whole thing. And if I screw it all up, I'll just take it to a paint shop. All right, got the whole thing sanded up. Hopefully it's sanded good enough. I got my primer over here that we're gonna try. I really hope I got the right stuff. Tried to do the most research I could, but you know, there's always room for error, so let's see how it goes. So I'm an idiot. I thought I bought something totally different. This is adhesion promoter. I thought I bought primer. I didn't, but probably helpful anyway, so I went ahead and did a little coat on it. I'm gonna let it dry. Run up to the store and go get primer. Such an idiot. All right, so I did the primer. Obviously, I hit it a little too hard. That was where the plastic was, so I'm guessing that first like layer of primer kind of slid on it. So not a big deal. I'm gonna let it dry for a couple hours, and then I'll come back, I'll sand it, and I'll probably hit it really light again. Let it dry for another couple hours, and then I'll probably spray it tonight. So, but it looks good as far as everything looks pretty smooth, other than what I kind of messed up. Paint time. I'm super nervous. Hope I don't mess up. I think we're looking pretty good. I've got like, I mean, they're all super light coats. I know the lighting's bad, but it's laid pretty nicely. I might wet sand it, but honestly, it's pretty smooth. I'm not sure if I'm gonna need to wet sand it or not. So I'll give it one more quick spray, and then I'm gonna give it a little while, and then I'll come back and hit it with the clear coat. So pretty happy though. It said to only do 3 coats on the instructions, but I don't think 3 is gonna cut it. All right, I might be a little high right now. I think it's coming out pretty good. I've done like 4 coats. It said to only do 3. Of course, I've been following the rules for the most part, but 3 just didn't look shiny enough. So I think it's, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it. I might run one more coat, maybe just on like the stuff that's really visible, like on this edge and then that edge. But it's pretty good for a guy who doesn't paint, in my opinion. I just put a polish on it, so we'll see if it cleans up a little bit better. I'm not unhappy with it, but I'm not super happy with it. In direct sunlight, you can tell this is more kind of faded, I guess you could say. It's the same dang color. Maybe I just didn't take enough off of the clear coat, but I don't know, we'll see. Maybe throw a couple things of polish on it and see if it brightens it up, darkens it, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so I think we're pretty good. We, in the shade here, you cannot tell. Like, I cannot tell that it's not the same color, but when this sunlight actually hits it, you can tell there's a difference. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is right now. Eventually I'll get it all painted at some point, but not bad. I also, back behind here, there was some area of metal that wasn't painted, so you could see around it. You can actually probably still see a little bit of the paint drying in there, but it was it basically had like a ring around the outside, so I think it looks a lot better now. You could actually, it was like a brownish color that was in here, and it just didn't look good. So like everything was painted, but then you had like this brownish ring around the outside. So I did some touch-up paint on that, which I got off Amazon, but overall I think we're looking pretty good, man. Okay, I thought I was done, but then I found a Saleen wing painted from eBay. It's brand new for like 285 bucks. Couldn't pass that up, so I ordered that. I ordered sequential taillights and the thing that slows them down too. So I'll add that to this video. I was gonna stop, but let's just keep going. All right, the wing's off. You can see there's some nastiness down here, so I gotta clean that, but that one's off. And we'll put the other one on. Hopefully it bolts. Hopefully it bolts right up. Hopefully. All right, I just laid it on there, but I like it a lot better already. Hopefully it all screws in right. I know a lot of people have said that they've had trouble getting it to match perfectly, but man, the paint is a perfect match, that's for sure. And that is gonna look a lot better. Still gotta lower the front. I do not like how high the front sits. It's hard to tell in the garage, but I think it looks pretty sick. All right, got the Raxiom sequentials in. Should be a pretty quick installation on those. And then I also got the modifier for the flasher, because the way that these roll out stock, they're super fast. So hopefully this fits. It says it's for my car, but we'll see. All right, let's try it out. All right, those are pulled out. Tail lights off. New lights do work. Finish it up. All right, so they're in. You can tell I got a bulb out on this side, so we'll go pick that up tomorrow. But I put the Raxiom, it's like a little, I don't know what that thing's called, but it slows the lights down. Before they were pretty fast, now they're slow. They look really good. So, pretty happy. Let's see what it looks like with the trunk down. Yeah, so that looks good. So once I get that other bulb, we'll be set up. I think I'm legit at a stopping point. I am gonna lower it probably in a couple weeks and re-gear it to probably 373s, but that'll probably be a few weeks out. I'm not in a rush for that, so pretty happy with everything right now. All right, well, now let's do some B-roll.